Hey, this is RonnygoBOOM and welcome to Trap Saturday. Today I'm going to show you 3 ways to trap the all-new 1.9 Igloo. Let me out. Igloos are a new structure in 1.9 and 1.10 that randomly generate in snowy biomes. The cool thing about igloos is that they're small and compact, and they're very easy to trap. You can find an igloo to trap, or you can make your own with very simple materials. I'm just gonna head over here and make my own. All you need to build it is a lot of snow, a little bit over a stack, 2 regular ice, 9 white carpets, 3 light gray carpets, a bed, a crafting table, a redstone torch, and a furnace. We're gonna start out by choosing a location. It doesn't really matter where you build it, so we're gonna find a nice snowy area to start building ours, and we're gonna start out by placing one of the walls. Diagonally from the walls, we're gonna start making pillars. Just like this, counting out 3 spaces between each pillar. The pillars go 2 high, and then we complete the walls just outside it. The last one is going to be the entrance, and we're going to leave that open. Next, we're going to bring this in a couple blocks, and we're going to make a square around the top of these 4 pillars on the inside, just like this. Then we delete each of the corners, and we're going to fill in the top, going up 1 layer. Finally, we're going to extend the front out by 2 blocks, and then we're going to replace some of the blocks inside. We replace some of the blocks on the side like this so that we have room to place our bed, ice, crafting table, redstone torch, and furnace. Finally, we're going to use the carpet to create a 3x3 square right in the center with the white carpet, and the gray carpet goes in the back. Now we have a completed igloo generated exactly like the ones you'd find in the wilderness. Now that we have our igloo, it's very easy to trap. All you need are 2 regular pistons, a sticky piston, redstone ore, a bunch of redstone, a redstone torch, as much TNT as you like, some snow to fill in the holes, some grass blocks to build with, and 1 single block of redstone. We're going to start by digging out this carpet right here and replacing the block underneath it with some redstone ore. Then we're going to dig out this area underneath. The bigger the area, the more TNT you're going to be able to place. So the bigger the explosion and the more likely they'll die. We want to make sure that we kill them the first time. After we've dug out this area underneath, we're going to place a sticky piston here with a block directly underneath it and then a piece of redstone in front. Next we need a block, redstone torch, and a regular piston pointing back into it from the top of this redstone torch. Just like that. Redstone block here, and then we just surround it with TNT. I like a lot of TNT. Finally, we're going to place a regular piston here with 2 pieces of dirt or grass on top. Replace the snow there so it's not conspicuous. Then replace the carpet and you're done. As soon as a person steps on that redstone, it'll trigger that trap and you'll send them flying sky high. Let's test it out. And they're trapped. By the time they break that block, it's too late. Although I love explosions, sometimes they're not the best way to make traps. TNT are not automatically resetting, and that's a one and done trap, and it takes a long time to build for just 1 kill, and you don't get any of the items. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to explore the underground secret portion of the igloo to make a better trap. Now down here, most people know that there's a secret. And they'll come down here looking for this weakness potion, the brewing stand. There's always a villager here and a zombie villager, and there's always at least one golden apple in this chest right here. We're going to make a trap knowing that the player is going to come down here. Let's show you how it works. We can replicate this in our homemade igloo with just a couple items. Right here, underneath this block, the very first center white carpet, we're going to need a trapdoor. We're going to have to dig down 29 blocks. Once we have this pit, we're going to replace the walls with stone brick. And then we need 29 ladders to go all the way down. I like to just spam them and then fill in the gaps after. At the bottom, we're going to make a room. We're going to place chiseled brick right underneath the ladder. Replacing all the walls with stone brick of some kind. We're going to place a couple torches on the ceiling. Then we're going to place a chest here, a couple wood planks here, brewing stand if you have one, flower pot with a cactus. You don't need all this detail, but the more you have, the better. Now that we have our fake Igloo dungeon secret room, it's not exactly the same as the first one, but that's okay because the player's only going to see about this much of it. In the naturally spawning tunnel, this wall looks like this. The torches are up high, the ladder goes all the way to the ground, and there's no tripwire, obviously. Take a look at some of the bricks so you get a good idea of how to make your bricks. We got a couple cracks, we have a couple mossy stone brick at the bottom, and then we have several of these in the sides. To trap it, we're going to change as few things as possible. In particular, we're going to leave this chiseled stone brick right here. We're going to move the torches down one block, and we're going to place this tripwire. Here we have some stone brick slabs, and that's just to cover up the action of the pistons. Now I'm going to zoom out so you can see actually how we set this up. This tripwire hook right here hooks up to this torch. This torch just hooks a simple line of redstone over to 3 pistons on this side and 3 pistons on this side. I'm not going to do a tutorial because it's really just that simple. Those pistons are extended, and as soon as that tripwire is hit, it pulls back to reveal a 3x2 hole all the way down to bedrock. Hopefully this is enough to kill them underneath these little cobble half slabs, and the reason I put those is so that it's possible that the victim who falls in this thinks that their stuff is just left there at the bottom. But the hoppers there would kind of give it away that it's a trap. If I could, I would totally make it fire or lava, but it's very difficult to make it fire or lava and still collect the items. What would you rather have? Would you rather have the items, or would you rather have lava so that it kills players over and over? The choice is up to you. This ladder shaft is exactly 30 blocks deep, right down here to the bottom. Typically, you have about 28 ladders, and it goes down to here, but we're going to take 2 of the ladders out in place for the tripwire. To be honest, it's very difficult to see. If you're going down this ladder, it's very hard to see that you're actually going to run out of ladder before you get to the bottom, and most people don't even care. They're so excited to get down here. It's very easy to overlook the very small differences. But the closer it looks to reality, the more people you'll actually catch in your trap. The only thing that's not automatically resettable about this is this one piece of carpet at the very top. So periodically, just come in, when you check your hoppers to see what kind of loot you got, just check your carpet at the top and maybe place a new white one down. The higher you can build this, the better. Typically igloos don't spawn on top of mountains, but as long as you're in a snowy biome, no one's going to question it. The higher you are, the more space you're going to have to make that pitfall after the 30 block deep shaft. And on to the last one. This one is actually my absolute favorite of all the trap designs. And the reason is it is 100% undetectable. The way that we make it undetectable is by making it so that you absorb an item through the wall before you can even get down to detect anything. And here's what happens. You absorb that item, can't help it, fall to your death. Now, some people might ask, well, Ron, if you're going down a ladder, what if you hold forward? Can't you end up in that room? Well, the cool thing about going down the ladder is no one is holding forward. Everyone has their fingers off WASD because to go down a ladder, you have to be not moving in any direction. So as soon as we pass that point of the trigger, there's no tripwire down there. There's nothing for them to see. As soon as we pass the point of that item, it gets absorbed, pulled off the pressure plate, and then all the pistons retract, dropping us down into the abyss. Unfortunately, because this trap is undetectable, it's not automatically resetting. You're going to have to replace these ladders, but it's easy enough to do if you know where the back entrance is. You just come on up here, climb up, and start placing the ladders back. Very careful once you start to get toward the top, because you don't want to accidentally trip it and fall to your own death. It's possible to make this trap automatically 100% auto resetting by adding vines instead of ladders, but some people might notice. The way this trap works is by using a dropper and a pressure plate to trigger redstone. I have a full tutorial on how to build this over in my other video. It's called my undetectable trap trigger. We hook up that redstone to all the pistons that pull back the blocks behind the ladders or the vines, and then a simple floor that retracts, revealing a very long fall down to hoppers where you can collect your items. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed Trap Saturday, and stick around because next week I'm going to show you how to do this with jungle temples, desert temples, and maybe even villages. I have tons of other trap tutorials on my channel. Click here to see the playlist. And if you like factions, make sure you check out my Boomcraft episodes.